Welcome everybody to this episode of Let's Talk UIC. Today, I will be interviewing Manuel Romero. He's a former student from United International College and has had the opportunity to work in several projects with different TV stations. Let's find out a little bit more about the work he has done. Welcome, Manuel Romero. Thank you so much for being here and taking this time to be with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming. Let me ask you, please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I'm Manuel Romero. I'm coming from Colombia and came here just to study English for a few months. I ended up studying communication mass media here in UIC, and I saw that there was a good opportunity to do it for many reasons, financial reasons, and the programs, the courses they have were very interesting for me. So that was the main thing that I wanted to achieve here, a career,
Okay.
associate degree and bachelor degree. Yeah.
All right, that's good. Let me, what inspired you to get into the media field?
Well, I like the technical part of many things. Everything that had to be cable, things technical. I was going to study civil engineering
Okay.
as my father, but I'm not that good in math. So I say, okay, let's switch into a subject that is creative, but doesn't have anything to do with math, So I started this career in my home country, and it was very interesting. It's very magic, this thing. When you are in the process of making and recording and then editing, and then you have a result and show to everybody, that's a really magic thing. People gonna see your project on the big screen, and that's something that's very exciting.
Yeah, like to be able to create that wow factor so people can just see the project.
Yeah, people can learn things, and people can see things that maybe they are not able to see because they are not in the place to see it. So you can show them, hey, listen, this is what we can do, and they can learn new things like cultural thing or whatever you want to learn. I mean, teach in your videos,
Yeah. How long have you been working on this media field?
Like professional field since 2016 when I graduated. Before I was doing just like amateur things, like doing things for me and some people that they hire me for doing some pictures or whatever for them. But the professional field was just when I graduated from UIC. So I started in 2016. I had the opportunity to go to Univision to work as a production assistant. That basically that's the level where you can start to learn many things in the production assistant position. So I started there, and from there it was growing up. I was in another project, a camera operator. I had the opportunity to go and travel as a camera operator. That's the best thing that can happen. That's probably the dream work. That they pay you everything. You travel different countries, Mexico. You go to Puerto Rico. You go here in the USA. So it's very nice to have the opportunity to travel while you're working because you enjoy it and you are not spending.
You're also getting to know different places
Exactly.
and everything.
So that's very nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But tell me, how do you think that United International College actually prepared you to be able to work on this field and be able to become a professional on the media?
Yeah, it's important. Many reasons. For many reasons, it's important to go to a college and prepare yourself. And one of the reasons is you know people, you meet people there, and then you start connecting, because this business is also about connecting with people. And then you learn the courses. I didn't know anything about media law, for example, and I learned that here. Also the history, film history. It's not that I didn't know, but refresh that or maybe learn new things. Production management, critical thinking, very important. If you want to be doing documentary, critical thinking is very important. There are many courses that are really good in the program that are part of the core of the program. So those courses prepare you, and during that time you're gonna see in what field you're gonna get into. So some of my classmates were in the technical part, some other production, some other sound editing, many fields. So that's the good thing about this career, that it offers you big opportunity to be part of many things. You can learn a lot, but what I recommend is that you focus on one thing that you feel passionate about, and go for it. Learn a lot. Study by yourself. Go see videos online. There's tons of information online right now. So in the school, they give you the idea. You continue with education by yourself, reading or watching documentaries or videos, and that's one way to do it. So yeah, it's very important. The courses that you learn prepare you to the streets, to go to out there and work out there in the field. You know?
Yeah, it's a start. It's a start. Obviously, you're not gonna get all of it over here. But yeah. Now you mentioned documentaries, and I've seen the documentary that you did at the college at the uni in Latina. Can you please tell us a little bit more about the PlayTime, the documentary?
Yeah, it was this class that we were working on, and everyone had to choose a topic. So we were like, okay, what topic we can talk about? There was a bunch of topics out there, but basically, when you choose a topic for a documentary, you have to think that you have access to that topic. Yeah. You have access to the people, you have access to the places. That's the key thing, to have access to the information. Not everybody has access to the information. So we have the access here because Lina Moyano, she's a professional in the field, and then I saw that she had, she practiced a therapy that is not very common here in Florida, at least not in Florida. So back then, I don't know, maybe now it's a little more popular, but back then it wasn't that popular. And then she thought, I asked her about it, and then she was telling me, this is what it is, that this is what we do. And I said, this is a topic I want to talk about, because I didn't know anything about it. So I was going to learn about that. So if I learn about that, I can teach, I can show in my documentary to the people, so the people can know about it. And that's how I started the idea. So I started talking a lot with her, and she gave me access to 2 families, because maybe not everybody wants to talk about it like that. And then these 2 families helped me a lot to work with them, to ask them the questions and the experiences, see the videos with them and everything. And we interviewed them, and they were very open, very nice to talk. And then, so that was the main thing, having access to the topic. And because I didn't know much about it, I wanted to learn. I say, okay, I'm gonna learn, and I'm gonna teach to the rest of the people, to show them what is this about. Maybe it's very important. A lot of people, probably they have some family member that is in the spectrum, and then they want to learn something new, or they want to know that there are some alternatives, for treatment and stuff like that.
Okay. So, what was the most challenging part while creating this?
Well, gathering the information from the families. When you are talking to the families, you have to be very careful, because it's a very sensitive topic, so you have to be talking to them and asking the questions, but you don't want to be, when you show them, when you edit and everything at the end, you have to, show whatever they want to say for real, not to change too many things, because they want to be saying, oh, I didn't say that, I didn't mean that. So you have to show what they really want to say, what they want to express. So talking to the family is very challenging, because it's very sensitive, and you don't want to hurt them anyway.
Okay. Yeah, and being that it's such a strong with a powerful message, this documentary, how do you think that it has impacted the community?
Well, I believe since we have different screenings, we have a screening in St. Thomas University, and we have a screening in the annual convention that DIRFloorTime they do in Orlando every year. Oh, well, I guess they do different places, but that year was in Orlando. And we had the opportunity to talk and show the documentary in front of an audience, a big auditorium over there, and talk about it, and talk about our experiences. One of the family went with us, and they talk also, expressing and talking that, listen, this is what we are working on. So some people have a lot of questions, they start asking for questions, and it was a really nice exercise. And we show it here. We did a premiere here in UIC, and then we have different venues to show the documentary. So a lot of people had the opportunity to watch the documentary. And also the main website of DIRFloorTime, they have the link of the video in the main website. So the people who are investigating about the topic, they can see the video in some point of the website, and then they can learn, not just by reading, but by listening to the expert, Dr. Lina, and we have the opportunity to work with another doctor. I don't recall her name right now, but and the experiences of the families. So it's a really good piece of document that the people can watch and learn something. You know.
Yeah, I guess it might have. I'm pretty sure it has impacted a lot, and maybe like give some information to people that may not know about it. So, and just want to change a little bit the subject. I see that you were mentioning that after you graduated from in a Latina International College, you have worked for Univision or Telemundo.
Yeah, I have the opportunity to work after I graduated. Before, I mean, I had the opportunity when I finished my associate degrees. When I finished my associate degree, I applied for OPT and I have my work permit. And after 2 years of classes, so I had the associate degrees, and then I took 1 year of OPT with work permit, and I had the opportunity to do some. In that first OPT that I had there, I had the opportunity to work with doing digital content for Yahoo.
Okay.
Back then, Yahoo was making some reality show about weight loss. I was working with. Back then, the director of the program was Liliana Moyano. Liliana Moyano, yeah, right? Yes. And then she gave us the opportunity to work in the field over there, and she gave me the opportunity to work in a demo reel that they were making for a soap opera, for a novela.
Okay.
In Homestead. That was a really nice experience because we had the opportunity to be working with the big equipment, big lighting, trucks and stuff like that. So you see the professional field for real over there, and then it was a really nice experience. The people were super nice, and also it's opportunity for you to show that you are on time, that you are working, and so they can probably call you back for another project. That's the idea when you work doing the practices with them. So that was the first thing. And then after I did the other 2 years in the bachelor's degree, I have again another year of OPT. So I got my work permit over there. And with that OPT, I started working in Univision because one of my classmates was working there. And then she gave me the opportunity to work with one of the producers, executive producer of the show. Gave me the opportunity to be, he came here actually to watch the documentary.
Okay.
So he knew that I was doing this documentary. So he told me, okay, you want to be part of the show, you can work with us as a production assistant. That's the only position I have at the beginning because nobody knows you. So they're going to give you that position to learn, which is fine because you want to be there.
Yeah,
that's the way to put your foot in the door so the door doesn't close. So you get there and start meeting people for different fields, sound, lighting, photography, directors, producers, and everything. So that's a good thing about going to these projects because you meet people there. And then after that, that was in, I don't know if I can say the name of the show. Can I say the name of the show? Yeah. Mira Quien Baila was the name of the show.
Okay.
Back then in 2017. And then after that show, I worked in La Voz of Telemundo with the same producer. So the producer already has their own team, and they start calling the same people. If it works good for you, you repeat. If so you call you back for that. And then from that show, I had the opportunity to be a camera operator for another show back in Univision again. So we were working on this show about dating, and then about dating people, like blind dates. So when the guys, the two-person meet and they are in like a couple already, they send you to their families to see where they live and everything. So we were traveling a lot as a camera operator, which was really nice, really cool. That was a very nice job. And then after that one, we went back to Telemundo to another show. That was a really fun show too. They had before El Domo del Dinero, which is a really nice show, and then it was very fun to work. They probably didn't have the number they want, so they didn't repeat it, but it was a really fun show to work with. And currently, I'm working in Univision again. I'm looking not to work in shows too much. Shows are good to start and learn a lot, but the shows are temporary, like 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, and they are down for 2-3 months, and they come back again. So I wanted to have something more steady. So I went to Univision and I started talking to some friends over there to see if I can work in different shows.
All right. So I see. Well, you're telling me that you've been able to be working a lot in the field after United. So it's
Yeah, because you have to decide to take that, seriously and try to make the connections. Once then you get there, in one time you work in one of those networks, you will have the chance to come back. Like, it's more likely that you come back if you do your good job. If you do a good job, most likely you will be back. And then they call you back, or you call people. Hey, you have any project going on or something? So it's about calling and talking to people.
All right. Well, Manuel, unfortunately, our time has ended, so I'll have to, stop right there. And thank you so much for coming with us to this interview to tell us about your experiences, your knowledge, and how actually you've been able to grow yourself and grow in the field after graduating from here. And after, it's nice to see how much you can accomplish if you put in your work and do what you want. So thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us, and just appreciate you coming.
Oh, thank you for having me. Anytime you can call me. I'm very happy to come back to my home, my second home here, to UIC. And anytime, I'm very, very helpful in that way. Anytime you guys need anything, you can call and be here. I'll be happy.
All right, appreciate it. Oh yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.